Shri Rama 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 iti Rami Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tattulyam Ramanama Varanane. The equivalent of the 1,000 exalted names of Vishnu lies in this two-lettered word of Ram. Ram's name keeps reverberating in the entire epic of Ramayana. All that we have witnessed is the marriage between Ram and Sita. While they were marching towards the city of Ayodhya, came Parashuram with anger. Parashuram was angry because he felt that of the two bows that was used by Lord Shiv and Lord Vishnu during the war, the bow of Shiv was in the city of Mithila and the bow of Vishnu was with him. He had the opinion that he was the only one who could handle both the bows, and when he heard the sound that emanated from the breaking of the bow of Shiv, he was angry as to who broke it. So he came all the way to check for the audacity of the person who could have done such an act. And while he was marching, Dasharath came forward and said, "Hey Parashuram, of what help could I be to you?" Then Parashuram said, "I know that there is a person here who must have broken the bow of Lord Shiv. Who is that person?" And Dasharath said, "I humbly submit, O my dear sage, that is the son of mine, the eldest of them, called Ram." Parashuram said, "I need to call him for a war. I shall now summon him for a war." Dasharath said, "Hey Rishi, I fall at your feet seeking a refuge. Please protect my son. Do not harm my son." We have witnessed at the start that Ramayana is a beautiful epic that runs with a skeleton in it, the central point, the core theme called as unconditional surrender or Sharanagati. The Devas, the celestials, went and performed the act of unconditional surrender called as Sharanagati at the feet of Vishnu. And that Sharanagati was successful because they performed for the right purpose of annihilating the evil forces, to protect the innocent, and for their protection at the feet of the right person at the right time. So the Sharanagati was successful. This is the second Sharanagati incident in the entire Ramayana, where Dasharath goes and performs Sharanagati at the feet of Parashuram. Parashuram now does not accept the request of Dasharath. Why was this Sharanagati not successful? If he had accepted the Sharanagati of Dasharath, he must have said, "Okay, I shall not harm your son, I shall go away." But he said, "I am going to fight with your son." So Sharanagati was not successful. Why so? Because Sharanagati, the act of unconditional self-surrender, should be performed at the lotus feet of the Lord, who is not having a mix of the other two guns, which is Rajogun and Tamogun. He should be a personification of only Sattvagun. He should always feel peaceful and calm. Parashuram, though is regarded as an incarnation of Vishnu, he is not a Purnavatar. He is a partial incarnation, wherein it's called as a Shakti Aveshavatar, wherein only a certain aspect of Parashuram, of the Lord, called anger, has been inside Parashuram. Whereas Ram is a Purnavatar. So, Parashuram was not the right person to whom Sharanagati was performed. And all the more it was performed at that particular point of time when he was angry. So, how can you fall at a person and seek his blessings when he is angry? Only when he is calm he should be sought. So, this kind of a concept which lies as conditions for Sharanagati is what made Dasharatha's Sharanagati towards Parashuram unsuccessful. Parashuram said, "I call upon Ram to handle the bow of Vishnu which lies in my hand." He says, "Rishayo Rama Rameti madhuram vakyam abruvan tadidam ghora sankasham jamadagnyam mahaddhanuh purayanstava sharenaiva swabalam dashayasva cha dvandvayuddham pradasyami viryashalyagyamaham tava." Let him show his valor and courage by handling this Vishnu Dhanus, Vishnu's bow which is in my hand. While Ram marched, he said, "O revered sage, please give me the bow of yours." He accepted the bow and he said, "Now I am handling it." And Parashuram was surprised. How can a normal person lift this bow? And then he came to know that Ram was nobody but the complete incarnation of Vishnu. So he said, I humbly submit my arrogance to you, O dear Ram. And Ram said, now that you have submitted your arrogance, you may retire to the forest and meditate upon the Supreme Person. And he marches. Ram had won over Parashuram. Well, poets and philosophers see this as a victory of Ram over Ravan. How come? Ram has won over Parashuram's arrogance. Ram has won over Parashuram, not Ravan. How is this? This is a simple mathematical concept. If A is greater than B, B is greater than C, C is greater than D, then A should be greater than D. Ravan was won over by a Kshatriya king called as Kartyavirya-Arjun. Kartyavirya-Arjun was a great king. One day, Ravan had called him for a battle. Now, Kartyavirya-Arjun felt that Ravan was too small a person to be fought with. So he caught Ravan by his hand, left him inside the tiger's cage and left him at the entrance of his city, his Pattinam, which is his city. And people could see Ravan inside the tiger's cage, and probably hilariously people would say that they had started issuing 5 rupee and 10 rupee tickets to have a glimpse of Ravan. So Ravan had lost to Kartyavirya-Arjun. Kartyavirya-Arjun had won over Ravan. Kartyavirya-Arjun was the one who killed the father of Parashuram called as Jamadagni. To take avenge on Kartyavirya-Arjun, Parashuram kills Kartyavirya-Arjun. So Ravan was won over by Kartyavirya-Arjun. Kartyavirya-Arjun was killed by Parashuram. Parashuram's arrogance was controlled by Ram. So Ram had won over Parashuram. Parashuram had won over Kartyavirya-Arjun. Kartyavirya-Arjun had won over Ravan. So Ram had won over Ravan. A is greater than D. So this concept of Ram having won over Ravan even without fighting with him has been proven beautifully in a Sanskrit verse. Kratuhara shikhari kantuka vihrityunmuka jagadi runtutajita hari danti danta dantura danturonta dasha vadana damana kushala dasha shata bhujamuka nripati kula rudira jara bharita prututara tatata tarpita pitirka bhrugupati sugati vihati karanata parudishu parigha. So this particular line in Sanskrit describes as to how Ram had won over Ravan even without fighting with him by just winning over people who were between the both of them. So Ram had won over Ravan. Ram had now won over the arrogance of Parashuram. All of them came back. This particular scene of Ram's birth to Ram winning over Sita's hand and both of them getting married has been described by a king cum composer of Kerala called as Swati Tirunal in Sanskrit. Dinakaranvayatilakam divyagayadhisuta savana vanarachita subahu mukhavadham ahalya pavanam anaghamesha japabhangam janakasuta pranesham Ghanakupitha brigurama garvaharamita saketam bhavayami raghuramam bhavya sugunaramam. Let us meditate upon Ram. Ram and Sita lived happily for a period of 12 years after marriage. While Ram was married to Sita, Ram's age was 12 and Sita's 6. They lived happily in the city of Ayodhya for a period of 12 years. It was now the age of Ram as 24 and Sita's age was 18. Both of them lived a life of great understanding. Both of them thought for the welfare of people. Both of them always respected their parents. Both of them felt and did what was good according to Shastras. To such a great couple who can bestow the listener, the viewer, with all riches, with all prosperity, with all knowledge, let us now offer our obeisances and salutation to the lotus feet of Ram and Sita with Hanuman, Lakshman, Bharat and Shatrughna, so that the listener, the viewer's house is filled only with prosperity and incessant and uninterrupted devotion, which is Dhruva Smritihi, which is utter remembrance. And let the power of such Sanskrit verses from the Adi Kavya of Ramayana be filled in the viewer's eyes and the listener's ears, and let their families be happy ever after. With this, I complete the first canto of Valmiki called as Balakand, and this gives rise to the start of next Kand called as Ayodhya Kand. Until then, I wish all the best and request the viewers to forgive if I have committed mistakes during the delivery of all these lectures in the episodes. Thank you.